So Cécile invited me to organize a design sprint, like the proper one, like the 5 days that you never do. So I said, okay, cool. So for a big bank, a French bank, can we say? So for BNP, BNP Paribas. Voilà. And so we took a lot of time to squeeze the design sprint in 5 days for a big bank. So we called it like a service design sprint because it really was not easy. So we adapted a lot the methods, but we keep, of course, the pace. So you start, or you start. Louis-Anne?
Hi, everyone. Thank you to Pauline for giving us the opportunity to talk about Sprint today. Before we start, I want to apologize for my English. Please focus on the content. So I'm Louis-Anne Maillerie, and I'm UX designer currently in BNP Paribas to solve many banking challenge.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Cécile Doolaeghe. I am head of UX Center at BNP Paribas. And with my team, it's a little team, we are in charge to inspire and guide and sometimes implement with operational entities all over the world in retail banking. And we are going to present to you a return of experience, as Pauline said, of a design sprint implementation inside an international bank. But this is probably transferable to any large company. Before starting, I just would like to explain the reason why we decided to use a design sprint at BNP Paribas, because it's not a startup, it's not yet an agile company, but to understand, we have to go back last year. I was attending to a workshop with operational entity who were sharing their work about customer journeys redesign, because it's a priority of the group. And the result was really alarming. Despite the motivation of operational teams, their work were very business-oriented, very cost-reduction-oriented, very process-centric, but not yet. Not really customer-centric. By the way, they did not work with UX designers, so probably this explaining that. But also, projects were very, very long. There is no delivery because they had no vision of the target of their customer journeys and why they have to redesign. And the last point, important point too, is teams did not feel the support of their sponsors. So they are really alone without any guide. So I was really desperate. Our clients were not close to see change in their experiences, and it's the goal of the redesign of these customer journeys. So the problem to solve is how to guide and boost the customer journeys transformation with limited UX resources. Because in my team we are only 6 people, and last year 5 people, so we can do miracle. Obviously, we were thinking about the Google Design Sprint because do in just 5 days what usually takes 2 to 3 months. It was exactly what we were looking for. And even if this method was probably designed for agile companies, we decided to take up the challenge. And of course, we wanted to preserve the design sprint state of mind, the place and the time constraints, because we know that these ingredients are key for success. But nevertheless, in the bank, we have some roadblocks, probably specific to a big, large company. End-to-end journey as these are really complex, very long, with a lot of stakeholders, and it's too complex to map during the one day. And the second roadblock is sponsors are now available to attend to a sprint during 5 days. They could be available only for 2 hours during the week. So we decided to adapt the design sprint method by this. So we enhance the preparation phase, and because it's a very important part to be ready to understand customers, but also employees, to understand business stakes, but also constraints. So we decided to take more than 20 days, 1 month perhaps, to collect client voice, employee voice, and to map the complete customer journeys, because nobody in the bank knows the complete customer journey. The second change is we want to involve our sponsors. So we replace the last day, the 5th day, by a pitch to the sponsor, by the product owner. So we'll have to do in 4 days what we normally done in 5 days. So this is our adaptation, and we called this adapted method Customer Journey Boost. So we'll have to test it because it's only our thinking. So we decided to choose a pilot to test it in real, to crash test the method before running on several customer journey. So we wanted a real bank customer journey, really complex, to be sure that the method could be used for any customer journey. The pilot consists, I can't tell you exactly the customer journey, but it's a complex banking customer journey with 3 types of clients, with corporate clients and also particular individuals, but corporate, with more than 25 steps. You can see the journey on the picture. A lot of pain points from customers, but also from relationship manager in front office, and also from back office employees. A very long time to deliver the service, and it's the main pain point for customers. many stakeholders across the country, and strong business stakes, because for this customer we have only 6,000 clients, but the net banking income is 40 million of euros. So when we lose a customer, it's a bad trip. We are going to show you first how it went with the video, and then we will explain you how we do this sprint. For the video, I hope we can try it again. So you'll have to believe me. The result was that the past test with a big success. Hope you can see it with the testimonials of sponsors. But we will continue to explain you how we do this sprint.
Okay. So problems are solved. About not enough customer-centric mindset. Thanks to the customer deep dive and the design thinking immersion, the team and the sponsor were convinced of the value of the customer-centric approach. About no vision of the target, the result of the sprint was a new customer journey, target, service blueprint and prototype, which defines the target vision for the service. This vision is approved by client and sponsor. And about stronger sponsorship required, the power and the wow effect of the event and the pitch amazed the sponsor. They acknowledged the efficiency, clearly understood the problem, and measured the impact of the solution. So the project boosted. The sponsor gave a go and found the budget to speed up the redesign. The quick wins were implemented for the client and employee within 3 months, and the return of investment is there. Saves 3 months compared to a traditional project launch. Dixit the sponsor. Better than 3 months. How did we crack it? Yep. Tu peux passer la suivante. The key is the preparation. Yes, thank you. We are coached by Pauline. Pauline, the sprint master, prevented us to make mistakes and helped define key success conditions for the sprint. And custom preparation between before the sprint, day by day, exercise by exercise, allowed us to stay in our comfort zone during the animation of the different exercise, while keeping us on track with the particular sprint design flow. Embedded PO. The PO did the casting of the sprint, which was a key component of this success. They must become allies during the sprint to help us to onboard the rest of the participants. It is vital for the PO to be aware of this role and promote UX method to everyone. UX research. What we learned during the research phase, have a dedicated end-to-end view of the problem for each branch of the tree: client, advisor, back office operator, legal, etc. For example, this enables us to understand that PO don't really know the detail of the journey and the particularities of the workflow. Make sure we had the big picture with all the goals and the project by running workshop, enabling us to choose the right challenge for the sprint. So we did a customer journey service blueprint. The HASIS service blueprint and structured documentation like persona are good tools to synthesize and share all the information to sprint participants during the first day of the sprint. The participants see the hand-to-hand representation of their process for the first time. The hand-to-hand representation building a team confidence. Participants were impressed that we are acknowledged the expertise, when they saw the service blueprint. Logistic. Prepare for the worst case scenario so that nothing can destabilize you during the sprint. Shows the space that is easily accessible to all participants. For example, badge for everyone. It was a mistake for us. If the sprint is really in terms of equipment, we can focus on being creative. And the last, team casting. The employees of the group are not really used to participating in workshop, and the sprint may be destabilizing for them because it's particular timing. We had to make sure that the invited participants had the right expertise needed to fuel discussion, make decisions, and also open mindset. Minded. About the sprint.
Alors, so we have the video ready because it's my computer which is too old. So sorry. So the sprint. So for me it was really a challenge because so we will present the video because now it's on. So someone is here with the video ready to play. So you'll see the whole story. It will be a more alive experience. You will see, you will get the experience, the adventure.
On s'est vraiment basé sur la méthode Design Sprint de Google, à savoir une méthode centrée expérience utilisateur, mais contrainte par les délais pour sortir le meilleur de nous-mêmes et proposer des solutions en 5 jours. On partage les problèmes, on imagine des solutions, on en sélectionne une ou deux, on les prototype en une journée et on va tester ces solutions auprès de clients lors de tests utilisateurs.
En un mot, efficace.
Challengeant.
Constructif.
Je dirais impressionnant.
Instructif.
Génial.
En avant.
On met dans la même pièce, pendant ces 5 jours, des gens qui sont concernés par ce parcours, mais des gens de différents horizons, multidisciplinaires.
On a eu la chance d'avoir une équipe à la fois d'interne de la banque et du X, vraiment géniale, qui a su participer pleinement et mettre plein d'idées. Je trouve qu'il y a vraiment eu une dynamique d'équipe qui a permis de produire tout ce qu'on a fait pendant ces 5 jours.
Personnellement, je sais que j'ai beaucoup apprécié l'enthousiasme, la méthode.
Ce qui est important, c'est d'avoir à la fois la voix des différents acteurs d'une chaîne, puisqu'ici on parlait d'un processus de bout en bout, donc de pouvoir capitaliser sur la voix vraiment des gens du terrain.
Et évidemment la vision aussi des clients. c'est-à-dire d'avoir vraiment cette notion end-to-end et la finalité absolue qui est de délivrer un meilleur service au client.
Ce qui était aussi très satisfaisant, c'est qu'il y a eu des solutions qui ont été proposées. Alors certaines qu'on peut mettre en place assez facilement, assez rapidement, et puis d'autres qui nécessitent plus de temps, plus de réflexion, mais je trouvais que les restitutions étaient de très bonne qualité.
C'est vraiment impressionnant qu'en 5 jours, ils ont réussi avec un sujet aussi complexe que les garanties domestiques, d'abord évaluer les irritants, les pain points et arriver à des solutions constructives. Donc je suis plutôt impressionné par le résultat.
Se dégager une semaine pour réfléchir sur un sujet, ça peut être que enrichissant.
C'est une nouvelle façon de travailler. Ça change de notre façon où effectivement on avait plutôt l'habitude de travailler entre experts du central, entre métiers, fonctions, et pas suffisamment prendre en compte les expériences de nos clients et de nos collaborateurs.
La formule magique, je dirais, c'est de réunir tous les acteurs, contributeurs dans une pièce et que chacun puisse s'exprimer librement, avec bienveillance. On a l'impression de co-construire la solution de demain.
Ce qui est intéressant, c'est aussi quand on écoute nos collègues qui nous disent on nous a écoutés, on a donné nos pain points ou nos irritants, ce qu'on fait d'habitude, mais là en plus, on nous a demandé de participer et de contribuer à la solution. Et ça, pour eux, je crois que c'est très encourageant et très motivant.
C'est une méthode qui a fait ses preuves, en tout cas lors de ce pilote, et que l'on va proposer probablement pour d'autres parcours clients.
Oh là là. Ah là 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 là. Tralala. With the guitar, etc. Ok, alors, voilà, the sprint. Alors, so we did the first day, so the learn. So it was the mapping, and for us the mapping was the key method. We had really to do that before because it was really too complex. So Louis-Anne has printed and put on the wall, so it was all over the room, so people can really get the proper map. What we did first is the icebreaker. So never forget the icebreaker, because you know what, for some people is the only time that they remember of a design sprint. And they really enjoy themselves, laughing, playing. So we were like doing a shifumi, and like the shifumi was the biggest experience of the sprint for some. So don't forget the icebreaker. Also, we do something new now. I think I think it could be a good tip when you have to get very different kinds of people on the room, is to do a team canvas. So a team canvas, let people align on a goal, like what are their goals, but they don't discuss first, just after. So what are their goals, what are their values, and how do they want to collaborate. So it's like a contract in a way. So at the beginning, everyone write down, and then we restitute that, and we say, okay, we are a team. We will work together, and it's written here, and so you have to follow the rules. And then, so it really helps to involve each team members, and so everyone is important in the room, and you really have to tell them, so people can express themselves. And of course, there are different types of personalities, and really, it's the team canvas really helps you to involve everyone. So imagine, so it's the second day. So the first day we don't do the detail on each method, but it's really the crazy 8 for us, as you know, is the blockbuster method on the design sprint, because it's really helpful for anybody, and anybody can draw, as you know. But the prioritization is the most important, because they draw, etc. But we add now the impact, the matrix, business impact and user impact or client impact, which is super important, because after the design studio would be very tough when you have a very different kind of people, and they are really not designers, they are really into process. So to get a prioritization and to envision themselves as a customer and as BNP is very helpful to drag user centricity. Also, we help them from the prioritization to write a value proposition, which is maybe obvious, but in the sprint we don't have that. It's really to write it and to, as a team, to align. And then, which is really cool, is maybe sometimes let only the facilitator to write the process, because it's difficult, because everyone have their views. So it's good that one facilitator, so we were two, you were one in one room, and so we really have to have one script. The third day, it was interesting, because we were with very cool designers, very good designers. And for us, it was the most difficult part, is to deal with designers because they wanted to do something beautiful, like beautiful. But so they didn't really get what was a sprint before. So we really had to tell them that it's okay to be ugly, to be quick, you know. And we had a website. We have lots of UI elements of another website. So don't reinvent the wheel. Of course, design systems are there for that. So we really have to struggle with designers. So you really have to tell them. It's okay, because then you will test not interface, but you'll test a concept. So you'll test with you will say pictures or some text or some interface, but it's like a flow. So you don't have to be very precise. So we tested, you tested, and so really it's cool that the POs and the team are here for the test, which is very valuable, but really tell them to respect the rules and don't speak to the customer as you like this, you like this, because obviously they like this. Cognitive bias. So please, so you really have to tell people how to behave in front of users. And then, so which is very important, because sometimes you can't really have the testers, or you can't really organize the users at the right time for you, and so you don't have time to debrief after a test. But maybe, but it was really the bad point of this, because we had lots of testers and we debrief at the end. So it's really a learning for us. And then from that, you can prioritize quick wins and long-term solutions. So from this, we organize the pitch. And so for the entire day, the entire morning, I did a deck while the POs were being coaching by a super coach. So they were very ready to talk about and to convince all the sponsors, because they were a lot. Look at them. They were like 15, like huge sponsors. And so they were really ready to sell the product. And we had also audio customers testimonials that say, yeah, it's great, I want to buy that. Yes, when do you launch the product, etc. So at the end of the pitch, they really buy. They say, how much is it? And we say, oh, okay. So we know what are the quick wins. We know how to deliver fast, but we don't know how much is it. No, it was a form, basically. Voilà. do I do that? So the takeaways is really, voilà, to get the mindset. Of course, you understand you have to be cool but serious and tight on timings always. The communication is very important because those girls have done a great job of communicating before to the teams, to engage people and to have lots of the benefits. What are the benefits of joining a design sprint? The user research is super important, but it's still it depends on the project how far you go before a sprint. So that's a topic this afternoon. The framing is super important as well, because here the customer journey was so complex. We need to find like the right problem because there were like maybe like 50 problems to solve. Like it was crazy. The casting of people, so people are ambassadors after for sprints. So you really have to find the best one who wants to change and wants to be engaged more. The place was at BNP Paribas at Les Grands Moulins, so it was a nice place. So it's always important to go out of the office, prototype simple and celebrate. We do a proper party. Je ne vous raconte pas. Le champagne, etc. So that works also. And tissues to cry. Well. Voilà.
Yes. So now the project is launched but in progress, and it gets really boosted. Quick wins are already implemented and visible for customers and for employees too. The attendees, the team of the sprint, now better understand their own roles in the overall process on the overall customer journeys. It was important also for this point. And we decided to replicate this method to a lot of customer journeys. We already done 3 customer journey boosts, and we have a lot of project candidates. So it's a really beautiful human adventure with a lot of empathy, a lot of energy, a lot of challenge, few improvements, because of course, always, that we want to collect more data during the research and define more KPI to measure the benefits. But it's really a beautiful adventure. Thanks to your attention.
Merci pour votre patience. So we do a quick pause, a quick break.